Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. We fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for...
On this episode of Cigars and Sea Stories, Mike is joined by guest host Eric Mitchell. We are sitting down with Mr. Donny O'Malley, three grunts that are just shooting the shit here on another episode of Cigars and Sea Stories. Donny, it's an honor having you on, brother. We've got a lot to talk about here.
Yeah, I don't know about honor, but thanks. Appreciate it. Glad to be here.
So the most recent project, Vet TV, was a big success on Kickstarter. Have you had a chance to come up for air yet?
No.
Okay.
No. Not for a second.
What have you been up to recently?
So right now we're in the middle of production of the first show that we promised. And that's called Kill Die Laugh, the Chappelle Show of the military. And so every weekend, it's a huge deal. We have had the same location for the entire shoot, which has been a place called Warfighter Academy, where they teach CQB. And so we've had this giant building that used to be an old police station to ourselves.
Very
and
cool, yeah.
We've been filming every episode in this place. It's been incredible, running a business and a film set and being producer, writer, director, sometimes actor. It's just nuts. It's just nonstop nuts, because if we fuck up one thing on the production of the episode, then the way I see it is we kill our ability to pull revenue, because our ability to run this business is based on making content that is so epic, everyone shares it with their friends and says, bro, you have to see this. But if we don't do it right, people aren't going to say that. So the stress is on. No mistakes.
But hey, definitely. He does look good as a female. He does.
I was just going to say, more often than not, I see you in drag whenever I see the acting side of you come out. It's always like, yeah. Oh, yeah, there it goes. Mm-hmm.
We looked so hard to find a female to take that role. We were looking for an actual transgender or a female, and the one person who was in bailed because they had a family emergency, and so now we're 2 days out, and it's just like, I have to do it. There's just no question. We got to stop playing games and stop stressing. And I think it came out better. That's what everyone else says.
I love it.
It's really good that you also went with the Facebook post about it. Hey, we're looking for a transgender for our video. Safe. I mean, I just love the fact that was the post that we got to read. I mean, it made me feel warm and fuzzy that you put that out there as a casting call. and then to turn around and see that, I mean, so people know I work hand in hand with Donny with Vet TV, so I have a lot of insight. But the weekend after they filmed the videos that you've probably seen in the last 2 weeks, Donny was looking at me on camera. We're having a video call, and he's like, dude, you have to see this. And when I saw you dressed up doing the whole, this is my rifle, I was done. I was like, it was actually better that it was you. Like, I don't see how anybody else could do it, because you sold it so well. And you're funny as shit, so I mean, and you get it. So I thought that was so. Yeah,
my dad's still not too pumped about it, but whatever.
And you're close to your family too. I mean, that's what's funny. I mean, how is the O'Malley family dinners with your videos, man?
What's cool, man, is my parents, they're incredibly conservative. My father was a Marine infantry officer and then a Navy doctor after that for 25 years. And then my mother's a teacher and a librarian. Super conservative family. And
sure.
My dad Irish Catholic. My mom's an immigrant from Colombia. Both Catholic as hell. And they have been my number one supporters throughout this entire process, starting with my book. And they've just been. I'm just incredibly lucky to have them. I don't know if I would be anywhere if I didn't have their unconditional love and support. So when I do all my wacky shit, like my stand up is the worst. My stand up is worse than anything I put out there so far. And I had a big show in San Diego. It was a big deal, a big theater downtown. Sold it out, and Rudy Reyes was there. Terminal Boots was there. My parents were sitting in the front with a bunch of their friends. And the thing, I reenacted like skull fucking a girl to death. And I, reenacted the blood dripping down from my cock and on her face and everything. And my parents were horrified. And their friends were like, oh my God, what the fuck? This is the son that they keep bragging about? But none of them left. They all stuck around to the end of the show, which is good because I probably would have called them out. And then by the end, they saw the message that I was trying to get across to all these combat vets who are dealing with issues. And they all of them went to my parents, were like, man, he's doing something really fucking cool. And so at that point, my parents accepted that no matter how dark and twisted and dirty and perverted my stuff is, everything has a good message that is ultimately gonna help some veteran, usually a man who's been to combat, deal with his issues and hopefully stay alive. So basically, I have a free ticket to get away with whatever the fuck I want. And it's not bad anymore.
Dear Lord.
Well, yes. Donny wins but Donny, you have been quoted that you believe that mean people need to be punched in the face. Killing bad people is the same as saving good people, and that being nice to people is everyone's duty. So you encourage people, all nice people, to beat up an asshole or bully at least once in their life. It's like chicken soup for the soul. End quote.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great quote, by the way. I think that needs to go up on Instagram with a Vet TV marking on it and Donny O'Malley. That's just, I think it's a good quote. A favorite of mine. There you go.
Right on.
Well, I agree
throw
with
that
it.
shit
Yeah.
out.
Well, and it's like, killing a shithead. I mean, it equals out. A lot of people have asked, what's it like killing a terrorist, vice, and something else? And I'm like, well, it's a lot like killing a deer. All of the similar things are all of there element wise, but you respect the deer. And the shitheads, not so much. Just not so much. So, dude,
I equate killing a bad person to saving a good person. A paramedic gets to the scene and resuscitates someone and saves her life, and you shoot some scumbag in the face. Same thing.
Absolutely.
it weighs itself out.
It does.
Yep.
It's good
So
stuff.
Donny, what I love about you is kind of your story and your why, right? I mean, you have a great book. If folks are listening and want to go pick up a great book, go check out Donny's book on Amazon, The Embarrassing Confessions of a Marine Lieutenant, Operation Branding Iron. It's a great it's a book. I actually got this book before I got to know Donny, and I'm a fan of it before, so a pitch to do there for sure. But Donny, I want to talk about your why. Like, why Vet TV? Why did you, when you obviously you got out of the Corps as a captain, and I love your humor about, like, how the hell did you even make it to that rank? I mean, you don't act like a traditional officer. I think for people who get to know you, you bring on a lot of folks that were your Marines that served underneath you. And these, I mean, you have, from what I could tell from the Vet TV team, it's you and one other officer that looks like Sideshow Bob, and then it's a bunch of enlisted. And I'm proud to say that, I'm part of that. But, kind of your background, like, what's your why? Why did you start doing Vet TV? Obviously, you have a great sense of humor that all of us Marines have that people just don't fucking understand. But your why, like, there's a why behind Vet TV. There's a why behind your comedy. And you touched on it a second ago. But I wanted to, kind of you elaborate on, the story of what drives Donny O'Malley to make this, vet TV, and your passion behind it, because it's second to none. Not a lot of people have your passion in what they're doing. So
why I'm doing this? It's, it might be. No, that's not true of me. It is arrogant of me, but I know who I'm speaking to. I'm speaking to 18 to 35-year-old men who served in the military. More specifically, combat arms, and if I wanted to be really, really specific, Marine infantry who served in Iraq and Afghanistan. And I know that many of these men will listen to me. And the only way that I know, not the only way, the best way that I know to get their attention is with humor. And, there's, you look on social media now, it's like everybody's this fucking motivational speaker, and everybody's, an opinion, radio personality, opinion person. And I think that doesn't utilize enough talent. I don't want to be that. I want to be a comedian, because that utilizes something in me that no one else has. And I want to use that talent to get attention. And then I want to influence these men in a certain way. And the way I want to influence them is just to get them to be a little less fucking scummy, and a little bit less selfish, and a little bit less misogynistic, and a little bit more tolerant and kind. Because the men that I speak to are, if we're talking about Marine grunts, or even Marine and Army grunts, combat arms guys, our whole culture is just dirt. We're very blue collar culture. And, I grew up in a very large blue collar family. And so this is all familiar to me, but there's just so many little nuances within this culture that I think could be improved. And it all comes down to being more kind and loving and tolerant. And if I can insert these tiny little messages into my comedy, then I believe I can make a big impact on the world. Because I don't think there are many people who can influence these men. You don't stand in front of a group of these men and say, "Come on, guys, we need to be more tolerant. We need to say we shouldn't say the word faggot. That's not a nice word. We shouldn't make these racial slurs." And no one's gonna. They say, "Shut the fuck up and get off the stage. Get the fuck out of here." So you have to come at these men in a different way, and I think I have the way. So I'm giving it all I got.
Now, what's your background again? I understand that you're a grunt, but what unit did you serve with?
2-5. That's it.
Nice. Okay, yeah. So you and I were there on the Christianito skate side, crushing people up and down First Sergeant's Hill, which your argument is invalid. That used to be called Mount Motherfucker, and
really?
I don't want to call, I don't want to pull a McKinley here. So, Mount Motherfucker as you were. But it was, we're running up to the fucking microwave or something like that. No, I know what you mean. I mean, some of us are rougher as far as the leathernecks are concerned. But I was just curious, being with 2-5, and being what, you're a platoon commander, and then were you like a company XO or something? What'd you do?
No, I successfully dodged that bullet, and I'm so proud of that. I was a rifle platoon commander, my first pump, and then my second, I was a weapons platoon commander and fire support team leader.
Oh, nice. Gotta love
that. I got really lucky. I got so lucky. I take that back. It's not luck. I swore to myself and the other platoon commanders, my first pump, I said, I will never be an XO. Never. I felt like, I didn't plan on being in the Marine Corps forever.
Right. So what ultimately? Yeah, I'm sorry. So how'd you secure the fist thing?
I don't know. The weapons platoon commander. No, that billet usually goes to the weapons platoon commander. They either give it to the weapons platoon commander or to the artillery officer attached to the company. And so, yeah, in my battalion, except for one, everyone was the weapons platoon commander. And yeah, so that was it. I don't know. I can't pretend like I did something special to get it. They didn't think I was good enough to be an XO, which is exactly what I wanted them to think. And they were right on the money. And I was good enough.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's the best part, is there's always like a thread. No. You want to be well-rounded. You want to volunteer for everything. Yeah, let me tell you right now, buddy. Fuck that, okay? You want to figure out what your thread is, and you want to be like, man, I want to be the okayest Marine in some ways. and then in other ways, let's get that just like right there, so that I don't need to do this stupid shit. No, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Dude, I was hit on the hearse list. I was hit on the hearse list 3 times, and they made me come in twice in chucks. And the last time, they just straight up DQ'd me because I have way too many tattoos for recruiting. You know, so they were like, do you want to do recruiting? I said, no, Master Son, no, I don't. He's like, all right, good. I don't want to break any hearts. DQ. I'm out of here. Thank God. Yeah, man, you're always threading the needle. That's like, you know, some people are like, dude, that's skating. I'm like, no, negative. Negative. Skating is sitting around not doing shit all goddamn day. No. You looking out for you in your own career path is just you looking out for you. That ain't, you know, you didn't buddy fuck anybody. I know.
No.
I know.
I gave somebody else the chance to look good.
Exactly.
I helped them out.
Dude, I did whatever I could do. So, like, I knew that I was going to be 8 years and then out of the Marine Corps. I didn't give a shit whether or not I had platoon sergeant under my billet. It was just more shit that I needed to have responsibility over on a CRM. Or on a CMR? CMR.
Yeah, CMR. Yep.
And and I was like, fuck no. And it came down to that last, like, we were flying from Kajaki into Sankin, and my buddy, we'll call him Pablo, wound up becoming platoon sergeant. And I'm like, yes, fuck yes. Because if you're the offset section leader, you wound up I was basically just PL and SOG, which.
That's awesome.
Yes. Right? And
you did it right, man.
And we had like 80 Afghans, so we were just kind of like rolling around with this, you know. I mean, if you play your cards right, you kind of have a bunch of blue human shields. Is that fucked up? That's a little fucked up.
No, absolutely.
I mean, you know, if you do it right, and you're like, yeah, man, you can do hashish before patrol, but you're walking close to me. Does that look like an ID? Go walk over there. You know, you're like kicking soccer balls. You're kicking soccer balls over there. Here we go. Little doop, 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 doop. You know, throw chocolate on anything that looks scandalous. Just throw some chocolate over there. We're going to be fine. Let's see if the kids go after it.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. I was just going to say, yeah. You throw candy down an alley. If the kids go after it, there's no IEDs.
Exactly.
If they don't, there probably are.
Exactly. It's just crazy, stupid, fucked up shit like that. Dude, that sounds fucked up to the civilian listener. Like, wait a minute, you're going to bait it with kids? And I'm like, no. That's not, you're misinterpreting this. You throw the candy. Yep. If they don't go, there's IEDs. You don't go. But if they do go, they get the candy. That's totally fine. It's not like I'm, swatting them with a cane or anything. That's what their headmasters will do. Oh, dear God. So when'd you deploy with 2-5?
You in 2011. then Afghan in 2012.
So during your workup for the Mew, did you do the Helo Dunker?
Say that again?
During your workup for the Mew, did you do the Helo Dunker?
Yes.
That was like the greatest thing in the world to me, and people freak out on that thing. I don't know. What was your experience like with it?
I didn't do the dunker that you guys probably did. I did a cheaper version in Okinawa.
Did you do the chair?
Yes.
You
Fuck
did the
yes.
sweat chair.
The
Okay.
chair. That chair is great. They're like, this is just like a Helo. You're like, no, it's fucking not, actually. It's like you put this cheap shit together and you flip me upside down. Yeah, make sure you splash twice to disperse the flames.
Okay, so if you do the Helo Dunker, that's on... Fuck, what was it? I think it might have been Horno.
Horno, yes. Yep.
And so, if you go over there, you got to do the sweat chair first, and then they put you in the thing, crank you up in the air, drop you in. You do it without air, right, the first couple of go-arounds, and then you get an air tank, and you do it with air. And it is so much fun watching all the kids who are freaking out, like all the boots, who are just, they're from Oklahoma or whatever. They've never seen water before, and now we're slamming them in the middle of a fucking helicopter fuselage. You're going to slam them into the water, flip them upside down. Dude, some of them couldn't hack it. It was so fantastic. A couple of the darker green Marines had some issues. It was one of those things. I'm going to hell. But yeah. I did a Mew workup. I just didn't go on the Mew. It was like I had 2011 Mew, and then May 2012, I was out. So I did the whole workup. I just didn't go on it. Which was fantastic.
Did you do any Mews?
No, I did 2 Ramadi tours, and then trained officers at TBS, and then I wound up going to Afghanistan as a police advisor. And that was 2011. So, yep.
Huh.
No Mews. Where in Afghanistan did you
go? Near you. I was in Musakela and Zamindawar, Kajaki.
Oh, you're in Kajaki? Wait, when were you in Kajaki? What year?
2012.
Oh, nice. So was it cleared all the way up, the whole route by then?
No, we only did helo ops out there. We did not. Actually, no. There was one like truck op, big truck operation that went on. That was actually the start of Branding Iron. With that big op that was on National Geographic.
Yeah.
Bunch of trucks went up there and set up. No. First they heloed in, and then took a bunch of ground. And that was two of the other companies. And then the trucks came in and set up a base. And then they cleared the whole thing and then set up a couple posts and then bounced out. And then Afghans fucking gave up their posts like a couple months later. So it's fucking totally worth it.
Right.
But,
Deuces,
we just did a couple helo ops out there. It was in Zamindawar, which I believe is part of Kajaki district.
Yeah. Well, see, I'm always curious asking fellow units, especially about Kajaki, because I was in FOB Z. So you had kind of, if you're familiar with Kajaki, you have like 3 different distinct battlefields. You have the villages over there, K and SK, and then you've got Kajaki Sofa, which is all to the south. So that was all green zone and a totally different story. And then the brown zone was out there as far as the Ville. And then over off unknown left was Russian landmines. And it's like, man, let's not go fuck around out there. There's not even any cover. Just go lay down and get blown the fuck up. Screw that. I never wanted to die embarrassed. You know what I mean? That was always kind of my thing. Like, don't die embarrassed. Like, don't die in the middle of a reload. You don't want to die embarrassed. You want to get that gun in the fight. Anyway, sorry, I get sidetracked. Kajaki. Yeah, that place was fucked up. Did you ever watch the movie? Did you ever see that at all? I was at the GI Film Fest during the premiere of it, and I want to say it's on Netflix. It's like Kilo 4-1 on Netflix is the American version.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, get a chance, check it out for anybody who's a Kajaki vet. So anyway,
Interesting. I have to see that show. Is that about a Marine unit or Army?
it's about a British unit that was there before us, and they went through.
That's the one that went to the minefield, right? And they got all blown the fuck up.
Yeah, it's like a really recognizable wadi, and if you're a Ramadi veteran, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when he goes through that wadi, and you're like, oh shit, because it's
dirty.
Yeah, it's right on the other side of Unknown Left, and yeah, dude, I thought I told you this story. I was taking a leak next to the director after the premiere of it, and I was like, hey, I was in there for that screening, and I'm also a combat veteran of Kajaki. You guys did a pretty good job. You know, like dick in hand, like, eye contact with this guy. He was a British guy, so I'm not going to do the whole spiel, but like, he's like, oh, thanks, that's, fantastic or whatever, trying not to do the whole awkward thing. And I'm like, yeah, it was good. And then I connected with one of the guys who lost a leg over there, and he was a British, I think it was Royal Marines. It might not have been Marines. Anyway, one of the guys was there at the premiere. It was cool. Check out the film. Do it.
Done.
There you go.
Done. And then when you're done doing that, go to the vet. Go check out Vet TV.
Yeah, do that.
There you go. Got to do the plugs. Come on now.
Every once in a while, I get sidetracked on the sea stories. I mean, that's why we made the show.
Oh, yeah.
Because I kept getting yelled at. It was like, Penny, stop fucking around. You're never going to make a living just fucking around. Bullshit. Show you. I'll show you. Smoking lamp is lit, people. Yep.
I love it.
Yep.
Which is so funny, because sea stories, but you never did a Mew.
Right. Right. And sea
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
I was just saying, we need to go join a Mew in port together one time just for fun.
Yeah, we should write our name and information on tennis balls and throw them up to the Marines. If a squid gets this, hand it to a Marine.
And then put the website name on it.
Right.
We want you to go to veterantv.net.
Right. Right. You do enter to win blowjobs at veterantv.net. What? Wait a minute. What?
Oh, that ball will fucking circulate the ship so fast.
There we go. Subscribe to veterantv.net for blowjobs.
We could probably do some sort of raffle for like Fifis. We could do like a Jenna Jameson undercarriage and do some sort of online raffle. That'd be perfect. See? There's a business model here, gents. I'm just saying.
Just take Donny out there. They all know who he is. They'll just go. Just up like the transgender, bro. When they're coming back, they'll just be all excited to see you. That's just what.
Oh God.
At least the squids will. We'll take you over to Coronado, dressed up like that. Like, hey guys. Dude, walk up to a bearded, seal. Like, hey guys. Hey. Dude, I will drive you. No. I will drive you onto Dam Neck right now, and I will shove you out the car at DevGrew, and be like, "This is what I found. This is one of yours. Filth. Like, we bought this for you."
I prefer living. I enjoy life, so I'm gonna try and not do that.
Dude.
Because I'm certain that'll get me killed.
By what? By the sleep, eat, and lift team? Is that what you're worried about?
Yes. Yeah.
Dude, I'm looking you up the next time I'm out in California. We're gonna have a good old time.
Oh man.
Don't make me work too hard though.
We gotta You gotta have, Mr. Penny on something. Just make him an extra. Just throw him in the back with his beard. You look like every other goddamn grunt that gets out and doesn't want to shave. Yeah.
Well, then I
Penny's
can
unique,
write it off.
because his hair, at the top of his hair, is different than the color of his beard. It's fucking strange.
I'm a Viking, bro. We've been over this.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the look, man. I respect it. I wish I could do it.
Well, thank you. I feel like I should carry a sword more often.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a great look.
There can
great
be
look,
only
great look.
one.
So before we have Donny sign off, Donny, kind of tell us so everybody out there obviously is going to veterantv.net and subscribing, because that's what you do when you listen to this show. Obviously, your whole mission in life is to go to veterantv.net and subscribe, and then follow all the social media links. But kind of give a launch to when the official network. I know you're filming right now, but when will the shows be on there so folks can start giving their come laid in hand money to you, so they can start watching these, what we're already seeing is epic shows that we get to see as trailers? When's that all kick off?
June 28th is when the first episode will air. So from there, we have guaranteed at the minimum of one new episode per week forever. It'll probably be, it'll be, we'll have like the full length episode, but then we'll have an extended cut, and then we'll have outtakes and bloopers and shit. But at the minimum, one full length completed episode every week.
Dear
So
Lord.
pressure's on.
Are you batching those? Is that the idea?
Yeah, so before we launch, we'll have, as it stands now, 21 episodes already in the bag.
That's awesome. So folks know,
Yeah.
oh, okay. I can tune in here for a solid 3 weeks worth of content immediately out the bag, or out the gate. That's cool. Dude, that's a shit ton of hard work, isn't it?
Dude, and you do the writing
man.
too. That's what's nuts. That's what's impressive, is not just the fact that you act and you do all that and you put this all together, but the fact that you also write this, and people need to go look at this. I mean, I have a different viewpoint of it, but I'm telling all you little crayon eaters out there listening that this shit's not easy. I mean, it's not like they don't just produce TV, and Donny does not just throw shit out there. Those trailers you see, a lot of shit goes in, and the fact that you write it and then you end up in it and you direct it and you make sure everybody puts it together, and a lot of your volunteers, a lot of the staff is volunteer. I mean, that's what's awesome, is you've got literally, this, belief that service never ends and everybody's behind the passion project. So, brother, kudos to you that you write all this too. That's a lot of writing. I don't know how you do it.
It is, that is why I have been sick the last 2 weeks, and why I don't sleep and don't do any fun things or hang out with my friends anymore, because it's a fucking non-stop grind.
Yes.
Never stops.
Yes.
Never stops.
Fucking hustle.
Gary V ain't got shit on Donny O'Malley.
Dude, I'm telling you. You want to know something? If I had... I posed this to you guys just real quick. If you had 6 months left to live, would you quit your job?
No, I'm living my dream.
Right. And then what do you ask a normal person? Oh, if you had 6 months left to live, would you quit your job? Fuck yeah, I would. What are you kidding? Fuck yes, I would. And it's like, no, man. No, I would double the fuck down. You're telling me I've only got that amount of time left? Like, I would double down. And that's not work. That's not a job. So it's like, yeah, I definitely commend you as far as your passion is concerned for getting this project to life. Good on you, man.
Thanks, man.
Hell
I
yeah.
appreciate that.
Semper Fidelis.
Semper Fidelis.
Somebody asked me what that meant yesterday. I was at the gym and I had a grunt style shirt on. Well, number one, I got the weird looks because I was wearing my grunt style shirt, and it was the Vet TV grunt style shirt, which you don't get unless you donate it to the damn Kickstarter. But it's a good looking shirt. And the gal comes up, she goes, "What does Semper Fi mean?" And I was like, "Always faithful. It's Latin for Semper Fidelis." She goes, "Oh, want to hear a funny story?" So I got stuck with a funny story. And she's like, "Well, I used to go around and I asked my husband what Palmia meant." And I was like, "What the fuck, Palmia?" And like I was just standing there and I just got done working out, so I had to put it together. And she was talking about POWMIA. And she thought it was a word.
Shut the fuck. Shut the fuck up. Palmia?
Palmia.
This...
Palmia. And my other true story that I'll share before Donny gets off, just because you guys both know Grunt Style, they have a great shirt with a rainbow on it. It says, "This is my killing shirt."
Oh, love that.
Okay, so you'll love this story. So I'm out, and I'm wearing that on Saturday. My wife and I are out. We go grab some food, and I'm coming back from getting some tea. I'm sitting down, and this little girl, she's like 2 or 3. She sees me, and she's like, "Mommy, he's wearing a rainbow shirt." And I'm like, "I fucking am. You're goddamn right I am." I sit down, and my wife's just looking at me, and she's already seen the shirt and giving me that wifely, like, I swear to God, you're 5 and you wear shirts like, yeah, okay. And the little girl turns around, she goes, "It's like a Care Bear shirt. Mommy, what does it say?" And mother turns around all proud to read it. And it's funny, as she starts to read it, you see her try to stop saying what it says. And she's like, "This is my killing shirt. What's that mean?" And I'm like, "Winning. Fuck you." Well, thank you very much, Grunt Style, for making this little snowflake's day. I feel better now.
Oh, man.
They turned around and the kid was no longer staring at me picking her nose while I was eating, so I was happy.
Hell yes.
They just did that like hover thing, like, "Oh, damn it."
Yep.
Oh, Jesus, that shirt says it's a rainbow.
It's stories like those.
They said it was an anti-gay shirt, and I'm like, "What? Is the rainbow? You people are crazy."
It's an anti-gay shirt.
It's an anti-gay shirt, just so you know.
No, man, you do not understand. All of these bright colors give the enemy a gaming chance, okay?
I just told her that if she wanted to feel better, she should go check out Donny O'Malley. And I showed her your Catch Me Inside trailer, your meme, and she felt better. It was better for you, Donny.
Nice.
It's like Jesus, right? We just go door to door preaching Vet TV to everyone and see people either like it or run for the hills.
That's what the people need. They need me rolling up on a fucking bicycle, buttoned to the top. Hello. Hello.
Let me tell you about the good word of Vet TV.
Are you familiar with Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior? Hello. Peeking in the window, with like a trucker cap and way too dark of sunglasses. Hello. We have way too much fun. Dude, we're at work right now. All right, I got to wrap this up. Folks, subscribe.
Isn't this awesome?
Yes, it is. This is why people subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. You can find us on iTunes and like everywhere, Android and YouTube and SoundCloud and Stitcher and Player FM and Podmark. Check out Podmark. You can actually play your favorite snippets of a podcast, and then you can share those snippets, right? So say you're like, "Oh yeah," you can click and drag across exactly where you want it and send it out. I'm trying it out, man. It's going to be like one of the new things here. Podmark's pretty cool. So, and they're veteran owned and operated. So thank you so much to our sponsors, veteranslist.us, Heroes Media Group. You guys rock. You're a veteran owned and operated podcast. Everything's all veteran owned. You know how we roll. So, and thank you so much to Donny O'Malley. Really appreciate you coming on Cigars and Sea Stories, bro. Keep it going.
Thank you so much for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Well, yeah. And on that note, we cue the music.